Hi, I'm Tara and welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be a little different, a little more casual. Not that it's not usually pretty casual, but it's Friday. It's about not even 7 yet, 6:45 or so. And had a nice hour outside laying out. It was great weather. And now I'm coming in thinking, what do I want to make for dinner tonight? Something good, but something sort of easy. Don't really want to get takeout. I have a ton of stuff to use here, and it's always a little bit nicer when you make it yourself because you know what's in it, right? So today I'm going to show you what I do sometimes when I'm in the mood for Chipotle, but I don't really want to go out and get it, and I'd rather make it myself because honestly, when you make it yourself, it's better. It's more personalized. It's exactly what you want, right? So that's what I'm going to show you, Chipotle at home. Okay, first thing I do to make a rice bowl, or whatever you want to call it, is I get my rice ready. So I've got, you've seen this before in another video, I've got my huge bag of basmati rice. So I'm going to get a nice scoop of it, use a cup, put it in the pot, and then I'm just going to get some cold water. It's always a 2-to-1 ratio, so we've got the rice in there. And we're going to do 1 cup of rice, 2 cups of water. And then with that, I always pour a little out, okay? You don't want quite 2 cups of water. At least I know with basmati rice you don't. And then we will put it, I'm going to put it on the back burner here, put it on high so that we can get it to come to a boil. Okay, so the rice is now boiling. So the next thing I always do to my rice is I add this Better Than Boyan chicken stock, or what is it called? Roasted chicken base. And this you add a teaspoon per cup. Even though I didn't use quite 2 cups of water, I always put 2 teaspoons of this into my water. So I'll just grab the teaspoon. And it's just like this kind of like chicken goo. So just get it in there. 1, 2. And it just gives it a little extra flavor. It's not like super chickeny, but it's better than just regular old white rice, I think. And then take your fork and just stir it in, breaking up those 2 kind of blobs of chicken base so it dissolves in the water. And you want to turn your heat all the way down to low now, because the next step with making rice is basically just putting the lid on, putting it all the way down to low, and letting it finish cooking until all of your water or chicken broth or whatever broth you put into it is absorbed. Usually takes about 15 minutes or so. Alright, just put that lid on, put it back on the low heat. Alright, next I'm going to show you how I make my black beans. So just grab a can of black beans, and I always use some kind of strainer to strain them out, and just strain them out. And using cold water, you want to just rinse them off a bit. Get out any extra beans in the can and get those nice and ready. Set those aside. I'll just, I'll set it down in this thing for now. So then I've got 2 strips of thick cut bacon, and I always just cut it in half and just kind of cut it into, it's called lardons. It's basically just strips of bacon, just little strips of bacon, and we're just going to kind of chop it up and start frying it in the pan. And actually, I'm going to turn on I'm going to use my cast iron pan, put it on medium to high, like between medium and high heat. Get that heated up while I cut up the rest of this bacon. All right, and then just maybe chop it a little bit more. That's going to add some nice flavor to the beans. All right, we'll put this over here for a moment because we're also going to chop up some onion. So then grab another knife for that. I like to buy like the bag of the kind of small yellow onions, and they're perfect for kind of individual meals. Sometimes you just grab like an onion, and this is the perfect size onion for this. So this is a really small onion. So I'm gonna chop this up. All right, so the pan is hot. We're gonna go ahead and add our chopped up bacon to the pan. Get that going. Got a spatula. Let that cook for just a couple of minutes to start browning. Stir it every, minute or two as it browns. When it's about halfway there, then we're going to add the onion. Okay, once the bacon is all nice and browned, add your onion. Just right in with the bacon grease and everything. Because we're going to add the beans to it. It's going to be delightful. This is kind of, once you add the onion with this bacon, the smell is so good. It's so good. And adding it with the bacon grease in here, it's kind of like the idea of a refried bean. I mean, we're not going to smash them or anything, but it's kind of what they do with pinto beans. Making refried beans is there's some lard in there, and they're not the lowest fat thing in the world, but we're not going to add this entire pan to our bowl either. So this is kind of the splurge part of the meal, I guess you could say. So that's going. It's already starting to get a little translucent. So now we're going to add our beans. Just grab your beans, pour them in. Stir them up, and then we will season them. And I like to hit them with, we're going to do some salt, as with anything. Okay, salt, some black pepper, you could do garlic through a garlic press, or if you want to kind of make it quick and easy, just do some garlic powder, just a light layer. And what's really important, I think, is cumin, ground cumin. And this, to me, always smells like taco seasoning. So just, if you're a cumin fan, put as much as you want in there. And then stir it back up. And the smell is amazing. And you don't have to cook this for very long either. I'll show you what it looks like right now. So it looks so delicious already, and it really is. Like, these beans are already cooked out of the can. So just let them hang out for a couple of minutes because they'll get a little bit creamier, and that's basically it. We'll take them off the heat and they will be done. Okay, so now I'm gonna get the chicken ready. You decide what protein you want in your Chipotle at home bowl. You can do like a shredded pork. I know Costco has a really good, what is it called? Carnitas, pork carnitas. That's super good. I actually have some in my freezer. You can do chicken, steak, you know, whatever your thing is. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this package of chicken thighs and cut off as much fat as I can and then just chop it up. I want to go ahead and show you the rice. Looks like it's done because I just lifted up the lid and all of the liquid has been absorbed. So let me show you that. So we got this. You see it's all absorbed. So you just want to take your fork and you want to just fluff it. Kind of doing this one-handed here, but you get the idea. Fluff that all up and you're good to go. Alright, so it's all chopped up, and then what I like to do is just sort of spread it out on the cutting board, and we can just season it here. So it's kind of, it's all ready to go and put into the pan. Rinse off my hands so I can grab the seasoning. So we'll hit it with some salt. Okay. Some black pepper. I'm just kind of think, like, how do you want it flavored, you know? Do you want some spice to it? Like, I'm gonna put garlic powder on it. Do you like garlic? You know, start to think about the flavors that you like the best. Put some garlic powder in there. I'm gonna add some smoked paprika. That's one of my favorite spices as well. If you're gonna buy paprika, just get the smoked. It's 100% better, way more flavor, and it adds a smokiness to meat and beans. It's also good in beans. So I'm gonna grab some of that. We could have put that in our beans actually, but we're gonna put this on the chicken instead. It adds a nice color too. And for me, because I like the spiciness, I'm gonna grab some cayenne as well and add some of that. So that's totally your call. There we go. So that can hang out and be ready for the pan. When I'm ready for it, we can just slide it right into the pan. I'm going to transfer these beans now that they're done. Here's what they look like. I'm burning my hand with this pan. It's a little hot because it's cast iron. All right, so just transfer the beans to a bowl, and then we can just cook our chicken right in this pan. It's all going in the same bowl, right? So. While we're waiting for the pan to heat up, let's try the beans. Why not? We don't have to wait till the end of the video to try things. We don't. So Here's what they look like. They're so good. Beans, bacon, onion, and spices. And they're so good. They're so good. Or you just eat this, you know. And if you're a vegetarian, well, you wouldn't eat this because it's got bacon in it. Forget it. I'm an idiot. Okay. Put that aside. Also, while we wait, like I said, it is Friday night, right? So, how was your week? That's good. That's good. Cabernet. Behringer Founders Estate. It's delicious. It was like $9 at Costco. Costco, you need to sponsor me. All right, this is heating up pretty good. All right, so we'll add just a little bit of light olive oil to the pan. And we can go ahead and add our seasoned chicken to the pan. Okay, so start stirring this up. The heat is medium-high. Since we got a lot of chicken in here, we can kind of cook it quicker. And I had chicken thighs on hand. You know, chicken breast is really good in this too. Usually I do use chicken breast because normally I buy a big bag of chicken breast and keep them in my freezer. This time around I grabbed the chicken thigh packages, and this is going to be, you know, really good as well. So whatever you have on hand, it's going to work out. Just make sure that you know, you spice it really, really good to your taste, exactly what you want. You know, that's the beauty of making this kind of thing at home. So let this cook for a few minutes on this side, and then we'll stir it every few minutes until it is cooked through. Chicken's looking pretty good here. I'll just show it to you a little close up. It's got just a few more minutes. Take a look at that. Okay, so another one of my favorite things to get when I go to Chipotle in my rice bowl are the fajita vegetables. So I like to put vegetables in this. It's a good idea. It's good for you. So I had about a half of a red pepper left in the fridge, so I grabbed that. And I'm also going to take some of this orange pepper as well, some color, different colors. And I grabbed another onion from my little bag. So let's go ahead and chop this stuff up. Just kind of get the rest of this pepper right here. Just take any of the little ribbings off of it. Anytime you're cutting a pepper, the easiest way is just set it like this and just cut down. And you just cut it into like planks. So we'll just do about like this much, I think. We'll see how much that goes, and I might just save the rest of this. And then we just cut it into strips. Very easy. This whole thing is super easy. That's why it's not a big deal to just kind of make it at home, and you don't have to go out and get it. Not that Chipotle isn't delicious and convenient, because trust me, I will go get it sometimes. Stir my chicken. Yeah, got some really good color on it now. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off the burner, turn that off. You can see it's smoking away. You want it like, you want it really good and flavorful, you know? Okay. So we got a nice pile of the pepper strips. And so we will cut up this onion. Cut it in half, and then we'll just sort of do strips of this as well. And then just cut it into strips like that. Nice and thin, and then just pull them apart so you've got strips of onion. All right, then let's get a bowl, another bowl. So we've got our beans in one bowl that I've taken a couple bites of, and then we'll grab another bowl and we'll put our chicken. So you see the idea here. You just keep making different components of your rice bowl, basically, and just keep using the same pan to make more and more things, right? So it's also not a big cleanup dish as well. So it's a perfect little, I mean, it's a good weekday dinner for sure, because it doesn't take very long. And again, just gonna grab a piece. Here, let me show you. See the color on that? Looks good. Grab a piece or two. And nice and tender and juicy because it's the chicken thighs. And a little bit spice from that cayenne pepper and smokiness from the smoked paprika. Now I want to show you something that's important. Very, very important. So here, see this pan? That is called fond, okay? It's the goodness that is stuck to the bottom of the pan. It's just all flavor. It's all flavor. Now what we know is that when we put these onions and peppers into the pan, it's going to give off some moisture, and that is going to pull this fond up, and it is going to incorporate this flavor in with those vegetables. So that is what we are going to do. All right, so we're adding the vegetables to this pan. Maybe a little bit of the light olive oil, since the pan is a little tiny bit dry. Give it some time to pull up the flavors from the bottom of the pan. Just spread all your vegetables out so that they can start giving off their moisture. Just let them hang out in an even layer here, and they're going to do their magic. Just a couple minutes. Now put the heat down. It was at medium to high, so I'm putting it down more towards low, just not at low. Okay, now we can go ahead and stir this up a little bit. It starts to get a little color, starts to bring up some of the flavor from the bottom of this pan. And you don't need to cook it for very long. You still want some snap in the peppers. So really, it's about done. Only a few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and, since this is one of those electric stoves, and it'll kind of stay hot for a little bit longer, I'm turning the heat off, and it'll gradually get lower. In the next couple of minutes, it'll be perfect. All right, now all that's left to do is put your bowl together. So first, we will start with the rice. So just grab a spoon. some of your fluffy rice out of here. Okay. What would be next? I guess let's put some of the beans in next. So we'll just kind of layer it up, you know, however much you want. Next, you're going to put in, let's put in the fajita vegetables. This is hot. Okay. Cast iron stays hot, boys and girls. Okay, so we've got those. Just get your tongs and place your fajita vegetables. That looks so good and colorful. I'll show it all to you here in a second. I'm gonna do the cheese next. I'm gonna put a little bit, I've got some leftover like cheddar cheese. Sprinkle some of that over top, as well as some Chihuahua cheese. So some of that over top as well. And then let's put the warm chicken on top. So we can just kind of put as much chicken as we want as well. Okay. And then I like to have a little sour cream. You don't have to go quite as crazy as they do there at Chipotle with their huge portion. Okay. And then for me, it's very important to put a little hot sauce on top. So I am just gonna hit it with some hot sauce. And that's really it. Let me go ahead and show you what that looks like. There you go. It's starting to move. All right. Let me bring you over here so you can get a closer look. So this is Chipotle at home. And it can look however you want it to look. It's in the chicken. Okay. And that's it. Let's taste. I mean, this is gonna be good, right? I mean, we like all of the different components. So you wanna get some rice, you wanna get some beans, piece of pepper, piece of onion, some chicken, a little sour cream in your bite, all kinds of stuff. It's so good. So good. So easy to make. I don't know who wouldn't like this, you know, because you can personalize it to however your tastes go, whatever you want in it. So make this during the week for something easy that will kind of please everybody. You can make a couple different proteins for the top so that everybody can kind of just pick and choose what they want to put in their bowl. It'd be a fun thing to do with your kids. So anyway, I hope you make this, and thanks for coming by again, and I'll see you next time.